light one out, but I don't think we need it. So we're starting to make our template here. My thumb's getting clean. The only problem is those lines don't transfer.
Yeah.
There's a dingleberry sticking out there. Alright. If you push hard enough, you can almost crease the paper. Cut it. All right, pretty good pattern. Okay, now we got to duplicate our other marks here. So first one I'm going to do is bottom to top. Head gasket. Got this one sitting here. We know we had that in there already. Center bore.
So it was 120 towards the intake side and 80 to the...
Yeah, originally. Those are original numbers where we started.
Yeah, before we curved it all.
We were using this one. We were using this big one over here. That wasn't what we did. Went to there. That was our first one we did. That's too much. Then we came in with this one. somehow. Oh, we run the other direction. We went between everything here. To this one. This one was too big. I didn't like that.
Yeah, it's bigger than the one you have there.
Yeah. I don't like it. It's too big. I think we wound up using these big fat washers here is what we used. Quick, play back the video. I don't like this curve being so big through here. Now we did some calculation on my computer and we came up with about 8 3/4 to 1 compression. Guessing. And we know we're going to lose the valve pocket diameter a little bit, but so I think this should be pulled back some. So if I went with this washer here, too low. So not this one, but this one. I think that was a little bit better of a curve, possibly. We didn't make that curve on this, so we don't know where it is.
Yeah, you freehanded that one.
I use that thin washer. It'd be right in between those two. I'm thinking that'd probably be a good one there to use. It looks like our compression is going to be pretty stinking high, so we can tolerate a little loss of compression here, I think, without too much effort in it. I don't want to change our slope angle way down like the bottom hole. Going down to here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this curve here. That would cover a lot more of the piston. So if we did that, it would definitely change the looks of the combustion chamber quite a bit. So that changes this low curve here, which would make it, give you more airflow through the cylinder. But you're going to take a pretty good hit on the compression ratio. But like I said, if this thing's really going to be at 8 3/4 to 1, it's way high anyway. So that would be a decent trade-off. And if you put the thick paper gasket on here, it's 40 thou thicker. And we have it laying over here all the time. So this is 20 thou thick. This is 60 thou thick. That was a half a point difference by putting this in from this. So ideally, I think we need to be in a 7s, mid 7s would be nice on compression. We're talking high 8s, mid to high 8s. That's pretty stout for a pump gas motor. And we weren't seeing a major difference in power between the taking out a half a point doesn't do much in power. It's only a couple horsepower at most, or a couple foot-pounds of torque, not horsepower. So this might be a nice trade-off going all the way down to here. So that's something we can always play with later. We'd have to redo the curve over here also. Yeah, probably use the same washer on this one. You don't need that big, you don't need a dip-de-doodle like that on the thing. So we got curve 1, curve 2, and then curve 3 is way down here. I'm good with this through here. I'm thinking that's a good chamber style there. So I'm not a big fan of this big dip right in here, but It will get us to the edge of the chamber a little more. So see how it kind of sucks back in here a little bit. Be a little different. The wedge would pull back a little bit, which would clean up our well area over here. If we came back to this lower one.
Mm-hmm.
And probably would help things a little bit. Not too sure about that. Hello. I'll be here for a couple more hours. Alright, bye. Alright, so this is kind of a judgment call or something like this.
Let's do that.
So, well, first I'm going to cut this initial one here. I think I'm not going to do that. I think I'll do this one, number 2 here.
Yeah.
We'll measure this, how many cc's the actual chamber is, and see where we're at. If we're going to be in the high 8s and all that, anyway, mid to high 8 compression ratio, then I'm going to go this lower number here. Let's get that thing down into the 7s at least. Because flatheads don't like high compression, they start rattling, they ping. So, and that dyno program didn't really show much of a power loss when we blew out a point, so. But that'll give you definitely a lot more detonation tolerance. Alright, so this is basically kind of where we're at, and like I said, that's a nice, pretty good looking chamber, I think. We're definitely going to have a lot of squeeze coming across this area through here. I don't know, that's going to correlate to our cylinder. I already put that away. The cylinder was all flat through there, I think, anyway. That's the other thing I didn't look at. Oh yeah, it's dead flat through here. I thought it was. So whatever we do to the head, it's going to be solid against the chamber. So it's not going to be like it's going to be way out here. It's going to pooch it way on in. So we're going to basically be flowing around air like this. So you'll still have a good flow around through this area. Actually, I think we're more like over here. We didn't pull over to the edge over here. So it'll be something like this. So it'll still flow in pretty good. Alright, more stuff to play with. I'll leave that right there for now. So this is light paper here. This is a thicker cardboard that comes in shirts and stuff like that. It's just kind of cardboard. Hard paper. So this is better for making templates out of. Obviously, later on you make a piece of sheet aluminum. It'll live, but I still got the paper ones like this I made 30 years ago. And still, it's not like they disappear. I got ones like this over here I made 5 years ago. They're still sitting here. They still work as long as you don't tear them up. You know, we're not doing production work around here. So now I got to cut this all out. So you got something sharp to use?
Not that sharp.
How about a dull knife? Oop, I got lost. Now this won't work with cardboard. The secret with this is having a hardboard background. Not 100% following the curves here. Some of these curves might have some straight edges on it. Yeah, I got a little wide there. A little short there. Can't think of any reason to keep that on there. It fell off. Ooh, a little wide. They got a negative. Look at that. Almost matches. Cutting circles is the hard part. Okay, so you need to be careful which line you follow. Now, I didn't want to follow this whole line all the way out, I don't think. One advantage of using a bigger valve is I'm not really concerned about having this extra area out here to flow against. So that's something that can be cut out later if we want to. So, just going to follow this around here like this. Yeah. We'll do something more in that area. Try to make this a little bit better on this one. Can't be quite so sloppy. This is actually the cut line we're going to do now. Okay, which one are we going to follow? Do we just go for it?
No.
Go
In the middle.
Go the second one. Oop, 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 oop. I'm in the wrong spot. Where am I? Oh, that's our original line there.
Yeah. That's the right one.
800. Okay. Got lost there. Okay, where did I leave off at? Right there. Someone's not going to be happy about this video being long. Spent a half hour cutting out a piece of paper. Well, whatever. I'm showing you how I do it. I don't care if you don't want to watch the whole video. This shit takes time. Just think if we're making this out of aluminum, it would take a lot more longer than this. I'm a little bit off my line. Now this here we're going to make a radius on this edge. We didn't do that yet. But where's the pencil run off to? Pencil, pencil, pencil. There it is. We already decided we're just going to radius this a little bit. I've already cut that. There it goes. Look at it, fits. So you can take that, shoot some paint over that real quick, and cut to the. Alright. Now we need to cut these holes out because we need to be able to put bolts in them. So we got to figure out how much bigger these holes are than the real world. So that's a 1/2 inch hole, even though it's in the real world it's only 7/16. So that means I need to cut inside the hole a little bit. Now, the other way you can do it, you can do it with a hole cutter, but these deals aren't very accurate. If I take a 1/2 inch washer, lay it over the hole, hold the screwdriver straight up and down, it'll make a hole smaller. See, that's not accurate though. A little off. It's repeating the air though, that's the problem. Let's go practice down here. Looks better. Maybe that was a bad hole. It's hard to see the original hole. This one matters. Off. That one's way off. I don't know why it's so far off. Obviously because I'm not holding the right spot. Hopefully it's more accurate. Let's see what diameter are we at now. Now we're at 7/16. See, I cut our hole size down. I'm going to cut inside of my line a little bit. Try to anyway. This is going to be a faceted hole because I can't follow an arc. Hopefully it's semi-close to where it belongs. Oh well, we'll see. Okay, which other hole we're using? We're using that, and these two here. These outer ones we're not using for this purpose. So you get better with practice, see? Maybe. Oh, sloppy, look how sloppy that one is. It's hard to get good help, I tell you. I should know. I'm the help. A little sloppy on this one. I think I went over the top. I'm getting tired. Tired of cutting holes. Yeah, this one's not very good. Okay. See how accurate it is. There you go. So one even on that edge there. So maybe a little bit of overhang right there. It's close. A little bit of overhang right here too. Overall, it's pretty close though.
Yep.
So
You're going to use a marker. What are you going to put?
I'm going to hold the washer down
Oh,
so I can pull the damn thing out of tearing the tin plate. Otherwise you tear the tin plate and it's kind of screwed. As you use these, the holes will even themselves out. It's just our worst one here. So as you go out a few times, it'll mush the hole over and center it up. Okay, so now this is all nice and dirty. So we got to undirty it. So can't cut the dirty. Red appears to be more permanent than black. Okay. Let's see. I'll use red. This one's kind of dulled out. You almost forgot that part, didn't you?
Yep.
Rear, front. It matters. All right, so there's our cut line. So now I get to go back and do a little trimming. I got to try to level this out, figure out how deep we're going to go. We haven't figured that out yet. So you can leave it up high like it is right now, or you can sink it down a little bit. If you're going to sink it down, you have to have some way of measuring it, how deep it is. And there's our cut line there. So our cut line is cut the whole line off, because this template is exact size of what we're after. So that means cut the line completely off. The only problem is you don't know how much you cut the line off once you cut it off. Because there's no line left. So it can get worse. So, alright, so this is ready for some hand grinding. Now the other head, which we have some rough numbers already over here. We have some squiggly lines over here that how far off were we before? Appears we're off by quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Good candidate for this one, see. So that's how much we changed it from the initial marks I had that I took off the KR motor.
Yeah.
So this is how much we modified the pattern to make it match. You notice it matches pretty close to what I welded initially, just by eyeballing it.
Yep.
See how it kind of works out being the same. That means I had this idea how to make this chamber when I was welding it. But same deal, I didn't put enough material in here, because I welded a lot in here, but nowhere near enough. See, this one's not even as much as this other one. So we're not going to have much of an angle in here, which is not very good. That needs to be welded through there. So we might have to come back and do some welding on these. Okay, so this is now the front pattern, see? Oh. Forgot something. We need to get some cut lines we can actually see. That means you better get rid of some of this red shit here. We don't want to be cutting into the lines that we're not supposed to cut to. That could lead to a problem. Looks like this isn't quite out as far as the other one was. Now we'll see, because now we've got a comparison that's pretty much a direct reading. As long as you're careful, this template will last for many applications. Okay, see how we got a problem right here though? This head is slightly different than that head on the hole bolt pattern.
Mm-hmm.
It's buckling the paper up. Now see, this is ground away. This one's not sticking out as far as the other one is. See the difference in valve location?
Yep.
Remember, we did each one separate. So that's off by 30 thou from the other one. That was that big angle we changed difference on the plate we kept playing with all that.
Came from the valve guide being a little different, right?
Right, the valve guides are different, the heads, the guide hole in the head's different. You know, the location of valves are different angles. Look how much this thing's off over here. That's 50 thou almost right there. That's a big change. Everything is shifted over. Where the head goes, see, this pattern's more this way on this chamber. See, we have a big overlap over here. So either the bolt holes are a little different, which is possible, or the combustion chamber is a little different. That's why you can't always go off the same stuff. But we did. That's why you gotta come back and play with it a little bit. This is a reference line, it's not an exact line. You have to use your brain a little bit when you do this kind of stuff. You have to just kind of guess and figure it out as you go. That's why you gotta come back and do a CC check and see how close they are to each other. And they don't have to be perfect, but they need to be similar. So right off the bat, you can see on this motor here, that angle is almost going to be straight up and down. There's a shelf angle.
Yeah.
This one here, see, I actually have a little bit of material down in here, so I can angle it more. This will have a nice blended angle on this, and this one will not have that. So this one needs to have some more welding done to it. Down inside of here, or it's not going to be the same. So that's a pretty sharp ledge. You want to have more of an angle to it. Going like that's not the best, because the air, you don't want the air to go straight right here. You want the air to come out toward the center of the cylinder. So you want some angle to it. Now Harley runs a pretty sharp angle on theirs, but they have a scoop effect going on. See how they scoop it?
Yeah.
So then it cuts straight here, but look, they're in the center of the bore already.
Yeah.
We're not in the center of the bore, but see, we don't have any of this metal in here. It's not in this. See my race motor, see the angle I got? See, it went way over to here.
Yeah.
So we don't have that. You know, I put a lot of metal on that thing, but it wasn't enough. See, I welded the top of the hole. Top of which hole? This hole. See how much I filled in?
Yep.
Yep, that wasn't enough. I need to fill more in. So, actually, it goes the other direction. I welded this hole to this hole. It should be this hole to this hole. Yeah, that is how much. Which angle are we doing? Trying to figure out which bolt hole those are. See, mirror image, so it's going to be this way. Yeah, that's how much I filled. But it wasn't enough, because I didn't know what I needed. Now next time I do it, I have my reverse template here. I can just lay this on top of the head. Go, oh, okay, I need to, you know, I can just come by with my welding and lay it like this. Oh, I need to fill more. Yeah, I can see, but we didn't have this before. So this more likely we're going to be back in here welding on this head right through here. Which should be alright, it won't warp too much. We'll resand it flat, no big deal. Because otherwise we're going to have a big step in here. Just got to kind of see what it looks like. If we cut back to this other dimension, here, we move this line back here to this one, then that step won't be too bad. The difference? Instead of being here, we'll be way down to here.
Yeah,
See
you
the
get some angle, yeah.
See the angles now comes in. So it works. So I'm going to cut this head first. We'll CC it, see what kind of numbers we got. And then if we want to come back and then go switch over this head, because this one's already cut back a lot further than this one is in here. And then we'll duplicate this, the roof part here, we'll duplicate off this head. And then we'll just pull it back a little bit. It'll be back here. And then our angle will be real nice. So we might be able to do that, we might not. Depends on what the compression is. It's all stuff we got to figure out. Alright, that's it for today. Next thing we do is do some grinding.